I discovered my fiancé at 2 a.m. messaging her ex. I miss you so much. Wish we could be together while. Have you ever had your entire future, everything you thought was real, shatter into a million pieces in just one cold, horrifying moment? Because that's exactly what happened to me. 6 weeks before my wedding, I caught my fiancé texting her ex, right there beside me in bed. I miss you so much. Wish we could be together. This wedding feels like the world's longest prison sentence. I'm a pretty straightforward guy. 31 years old, live in Columbus, Ohio. I've worked my way up from the floor at a distribution center to an operations supervisor. Not glamorous, but I built a life I'm proud of. Bought my first house 3 years ago, nothing fancy, but it became my project. Spent weekends refinishing floors, building a deck. My truck's paid off. I'm not flashy, but I'm stable. I like being stable. I met Jenna 4 years ago at my cousin's wedding. She was 28, an event coordinator, and she just pulled me in. Smart, funny, gorgeous. Way out of my league, I thought. But she had this incredible way of making you feel like the most interesting person in the room. She'd ask about my warehouse job, not with a glazed-over look, but with genuine curiosity. What's the toughest part? How do you motivate your team? Nobody had ever treated my career like it was worthy of curiosity before. That first night, we talked until the venue kicked us out. She gave me her number and I thought, she's just being polite. But I texted anyway. And within a month, we were inseparable. She was different. My past girlfriends wanted me to be more ambitious, to climb some corporate ladder. Jenna? She liked that I was grounded. Said it was refreshing to date someone with a house and a paid-off truck who wasn't all talk and no action. She moved in after a year. My house finally felt like a home. We cooked, watched movies, talked about our days. Normal, easy, real. Her parents, Frank and Diane, lived an hour away. Frank, a retired cop, was quiet but missed nothing. Diane, her mom, was the opposite, talked constantly, involved in everything. I learned fast. Diane's approval was everything. Lucky for me, I fixed Frank's garage door opener, and Diane declared me a keeper. Suddenly, I was part of the family before I'd even proposed. Her younger sister, Megan, became like a sibling to me. She had a dry wit. We'd team up to tease Jenna. She'd text me when Jenna was being dramatic. We had a bond. I proposed 2 years in. A quiet dinner, then a walk through Schiller Park, where I first told her I loved her. Got down on one knee under that same tree. She cried, said yes. The whole movie moment. I'd saved for that ring. Spent nearly $8,000. It sparkled like crazy. Watching her show it off, it felt worth every penny. Wedding planning started immediately. Jenna, being an event coordinator, was in her element. Spreadsheets, timelines, budgets. Military precision. My only real input was the food. I insisted on actual portions, not those tiny fancy plates. She rolled her eyes but agreed. We set the date for late June. 8 months to plan. Invitations went out in April. RSVPs rolled in. Engagement parties were thrown. Everything was on track. But looking back, the signs were there. I just didn't want to see them. Around February, Jenna started mentioning this guy, Bryce. An old college boyfriend. They dated for 2 years at Ohio State, broke up when he moved to Denver. Ancient history, she said. But Bryce kept coming up. Bryce thinks I should travel more. Bryce says Columbus is underrated. Bryce knows all the best restaurants in Denver. Every conversation somehow circled back to him. I joked once, "You talk about this guy a lot." She got instantly defensive. "He's just a friend. We have history." I backed off. Didn't want to be that guy, the jealous, controlling boyfriend. Then came March. She had a work conference in Denver. 3 days. She was weird about it this time, kept saying how busy she'd be, how the schedule was packed, how she probably wouldn't have time to talk. When she came back, she was different. Distant. Distracted. Always on her phone, smiling at her screen, then quickly putting it away when I walked in. The wedding planning continued, but her enthusiasm was gone. Decisions she'd have agonized over for days, she now just shrugged at. Whatever you think is fine. I don't care. I told myself it was wedding stress. But something was off. That easy connection we had was gone, replaced by something polite and hollow. Then came that Tuesday in late April. I'd worked a 12-hour shift, came home exhausted. Normal night. We went to bed around 11. I fell asleep fast. Woke up around 2 a.m., needing the bathroom. Came back. Jenna was still awake. Not unusual. But the way she was looking at her phone, that soft smile, intimate, almost dreamy, like she was having a private moment with whoever was on the other end. I hadn't seen that smile directed at me in months. I slid back into bed, turned toward her. She was so absorbed, she didn't even notice. Her screen was bright in the dark room. The contact at the top was just a purple heart emoji. No name, just a heart. I watched her type. Miss you so much. Wish we could be together.
Can't stop thinking about that weekend.
You make me feel things I'd forgotten existed. My stomach dropped. A cold, heavy stone. His response came through almost immediately. I know, baby.
Soon.
Just be patient. Once everything settles down, we can make this work. She typed back. Being here is torture when my heart is with you. This wedding feels like the world's longest prison sentence. I lay there frozen. 3 years together. Engaged for 8 months. Wedding 6 weeks away. Invitations mailed. Deposits paid. My parents, her parents, 127 guests. And she was texting another man 3 feet away from me, saying marrying me felt like a prison sentence. I expected rage, devastation, a total emotional collapse. But instead, something weird happened. I got this cold clarity, like someone flipped a switch, and all the emotion just drained out. Pure logic took over. Slowly, carefully, I grabbed my phone. She was still typing, lost in her conversation. I opened the camera, flash off. Held it steady.
Click.
Took a photo of her screen, showing every word. Then another as she scrolled up, revealing days, maybe weeks of I miss you, and I wish things were different. She never looked up. I set my phone down, turned away, stared at the wall. My mind was already working, planning, making lists. The cold clarity was almost peaceful. No anxiety, no second-guessing. Just acceptance of what needed to happen. 10 minutes later, she finally put her phone away. Leaned over, kissed my shoulder. Love you, she whispered into the darkness. I didn't say anything. Pretended to be asleep. She dozed off around 3. I didn't sleep at all. Just lay there, running through scenarios. Weighing options. Around 5, when I was sure she was deep asleep, I grabbed my phone and went into the bathroom.
Closed the door softly.
Sat on the edge of the tub. Opened my email. First email, her parents. Subject, wedding canceled. Body. Found the attached on her phone last night. We're done. Sorry you had to find out this way. Attached the clearest photo. Sent. Second, her sister Megan. Same photo. Same brief message. She deserved to know. Third, the wedding venue. Professional tone. Need to cancel the ceremony scheduled for June 24th. Please process per the contract terms regarding cancellation. Documentation of cause attached. I knew about their infidelity clause. Jenna had laughed at it when we signed. Who even needs that, she'd said. Some people, apparently. Then the photographer. The caterer. The florist. The DJ. The cake baker. Every single vendor we'd booked. Professional emails, evidence attached. No one could claim I was backing out without cause. Then my best man, Jason, who'd already bought his flight from Phoenix. My parents. Her extended family, whose emails I had from the engagement party planning. Everyone who needed to know got the information simultaneously. No warning. No chance for spin control. No opportunity for her to get ahead of the story. I forwarded everything to myself, uploaded the photos, screenshotted the sent emails. Documentation. By 6 a.m. I was done. Climbed back into bed. Actually slept a couple of hours. That weird cold clarity, It was almost peaceful. Once you accept the worst has happened, there's nothing left to worry about. I woke around 8:30 to both our phones exploding. Calls, texts, notifications. The kind of phone activity that only happens when something major has gone down. Jenna grabbed her phone, groggy and confused. Saw her mom calling, then her sister, then her dad, then her mom again. "What's going on?" She answered, voice rough from sleep. "Mom? What's wrong?" I got up, started getting dressed. Heard her through the bathroom door.
What?
"What photo? I don't know what you're talking about." "Mom, no, it's not." "Let me explain." "It's not what it looks like, Mom." She ran into the bathroom, phone still pressed to her ear. Her face was sheet white. "What did you do?" she hissed. "What did you send them?" I spit out my toothpaste. "Screenshots of your conversation with purple heart emoji guy. The one you miss so much. The one who makes you feel alive." "You went through my phone." "Didn't need to. You were having your little chat right next to me. Screen facing me the whole time. I just documented what I saw." "It wasn't. That's not fair. You can't just." "You called our wedding a prison sentence, Jenna." She froze. "Yeah, I saw that part too." I was venting. That's all. It didn't mean anything. "You told him your heart is with him." I was being dramatic. It was 2 a.m. I was tired. I was stressed about wedding stuff. I didn't mean it. In our bed, 3 feet away from me, planning your future with him. Once things settle down. Please just let me explain everything. It's not what you think.
My phone rang.
My mom. I answered, keeping my voice calm. "Sweetheart, what's happening?" Her mother just called me hysterical. "Wedding's off. She's been texting her ex. I found out last night." "Oh, honey, are you okay?" "We will be. I'll call you later." I hung up. Jenna was full on crying now. Makeup from yesterday running down her face.
Please. We need to talk about this.
"You can't just blow up our entire relationship over some text. Forward me the whole conversation right now. Everything between you two."
What?
"Your phone. Show me every message with him. If it's so innocent, prove it." She clutched her phone like a lifeline. "That's private. You texted him in my bed. You lost privacy rights about 4 hours ago. Show me, or I'm leaving right now." She didn't move. Just stood there, clutching that phone, tears streaming. That's what I thought. I grabbed my laptop bag and keys. "Where are you going?" "Anywhere but here. We have to talk about this. You should have talked before you started planning your future with another guy. We're done. You can't just leave. You're going to regret this. You're throwing away 3 years over nothing." I turned back. "Nothing?"
Right.
"Tell me, Jenna, what weekend were you two reminiscing about? The one you can't stop thinking about." Her face went pale again.
Yeah.
"Thought so."
Bye.
I left. Stayed at my buddy Jason's place. He'd canceled his flight from Phoenix the second he got my email. Didn't even wait for details. Just said, "I'm coming," and caught the first flight out. Good dude. He didn't ask questions when I showed up at his door with a duffel bag. Just handed me a spare key. "Stay as long as you need." The phone calls from Jenna started immediately. Didn't stop. 60 times over 3 days. Her texts went from begging to angry to begging again. "Please talk to me. I can explain everything." Then, "Fine, ignore me. See if I care." Then, "You're making a huge mistake." And again, "I'm so sorry. Please just let me explain. I love you." I didn't respond. Nothing to say. She showed up at my work twice. First time, I saw her car, told security. They escorted her out. Second time, she made it to the lobby. HR sent her a formal no-contact notice. Then her mother, Diane, called. "You humiliated my daughter. Sending that photo to everyone? To people she has to work with? That was cruel. Your daughter was planning a future with her ex, while planning a wedding with me. What was I supposed to do? Talk to her privately, like an adult. Not air dirty laundry to everyone we know." She lost the right to privacy when she texted another man that marrying me felt like prison, in our bed, while I was right next to her. Every bride gets cold feet. It's completely normal. You're overreacting. Cold feet don't involve telling your ex you wish you could be together. Cold feet don't involve making plans for after things settle down. It was just texts. Nothing physical even happened. How do you know? Silence. That's what I thought. We're done. Don't call me again. I hung up. Her sister, Megan, called the next day. Calmer. Look, I'm not defending what she did. It's messed up. But she's falling apart. She says nothing physical happened, that it was just an emotional thing that got out of hand. Did she show you the full conversation?
No.
She said I'd misunderstand the context. Of course she did. Want me to forward the screenshots? All of them? A pause. Yeah, actually. I sent them. Every photo I'd taken. Every message documented. She called back 20 minutes later. Her voice was different.
Oh, wow.
This is way worse than she told us. She's been telling everyone you overreacted to some innocent, friendly catch-up texts. But she literally called the wedding a prison sentence. She literally said her heart is with him, and they were making plans for after things settle down. What does that even mean? It means she was waiting for the wedding to be over, so she could leave me for him. This is really bad. I had no idea it was this bad. Now you do. I'm so sorry. She's my sister and I love her, but this is seriously messed up. Thanks, Megan. I appreciate you being honest. 2 days later, Frank, her dad, called. That surprised me. Frank barely talked during normal family gatherings. This was serious. I'm going to be direct with you, son. Not going to waste your time, or mine. Okay. My daughter made a mistake. A big one. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But this public humiliation route you went, sending that photo to everyone, that's going to follow her professionally for years. Event planning is a small industry. She humiliated herself. I just made sure people knew the truth instead of whatever story she was planning to tell. A long pause. What would it take to make this go away quietly? I'll cover your losses. All the deposits, everything you're out, plus some extra for the trouble. You're trying to buy my silence. I'm trying to protect my daughter's future from something she'll regret for the rest of her life. She should have thought about her future before she did what she did. I'm offering $15,000 cash tonight if you want it. Just sign something saying you won't pursue any legal action, and we all move on quietly. I thought about it. Part of me wanted to tell him where to shove his money, but the practical part won out. $10,000. Not as a settlement. Not as hush money. As reimbursement for my actual, documented losses. I'll sign something saying we've settled the financial side of things, but I'm not lying to vendors if they ask. If they ask why we canceled, I'm telling the truth. Another long pause. That's fair. I'll have something drawn up. And Frank. Yeah. Your daughter's problems aren't going to be solved by you throwing money at them. She needs to figure out why she did what she did. That's on her. He hung up. The check came a week later with a simple settlement agreement. I signed it, deposited the money. Still came out behind, but not as bad as I'd expected. Jenna tried one more direct approach. Showed up at Jason's apartment when she knew I'd be there alone. I just need 5 minutes, please. That's all I'm asking. I stood in the doorway. Didn't let her in. Talk. I made a mistake. A huge one. I know that. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But 3 years has to mean something. We were good together. We built something real. We can get past this if you give me a chance to explain. You told him marrying me was a prison sentence. I was confused. Scared. The wedding was getting so real, and I panicked. Bryce was familiar. He was from before everything got so adult and complicated. I wasn't thinking clearly. So, you had an emotional affair because you got cold feet. When you put it like that, it sounds… How should I put it? I don't know. I miss you. I miss us. I miss what we had. There is no us. There's me, and there's you, and there's whatever you were building with Bryce while wearing my ring. I'm not a backup plan, Jenna. I'm not the safe choice you settle for while your heart is somewhere else. You were never a backup plan? Could have fooled me. She started crying. I know I have no right to ask this, but can you forgive me? Eventually?
Someday? Probably.
Forgiveness is for me, not for you. Holding on to anger only hurts me, but I'll never trust you again.
Ever.
Every late-night text would make me wonder. Every work trip would make me paranoid. Every time you were distant or distracted, I'd be waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's not a relationship. That's a slow-motion anxiety attack. I would spend the rest of my life proving you could trust me. No, you'd spend the rest of your life hiding things better. I saw how easily you lied, Jenna. In our bed, 6 inches away from me, without even flinching. That's who you are underneath. I just didn't see it until now. That's not fair. Life's not fair. Go home. When you're alone and miserable, remember you're the one who gave up on us. And when you're explaining to your next boyfriend why your last engagement ended, remember you texted your ex that marrying me was a prison sentence. Good luck with that conversation. She left. Came back an hour later with her mom. Jason answered the door. Nope. He doesn't want to see you. Her mom, Diane, pushed past him. We're not leaving until he comes out here and explains himself. I came out. Both of you need to go now. You destroyed my daughter's reputation. Everyone she knows thinks she's some kind of cheater. She's a cheater, Diane. Some texts don't make someone a cheater. That's not how it works. Actually, emotional affairs are still affairs. The betrayal is the same even if the clothes stayed on. And nothing physical happened. She swore to me. You sure about that? I looked at Jenna. What about that weekend you mentioned in your texts? The one you can't stop thinking about? The one where he made you feel things you'd forgotten existed? Want to tell your mom about that? Her face went white. Diane turned to her daughter, her expression shifting. What weekend? Nothing, Mom. We just ran into each other at a conference. Had dinner, caught up. Which conference? She didn't answer. The Denver conference 2 months ago. The one you went to alone where the Wi-Fi was supposedly so bad we barely talked for 3 days. Her mom's expression changed completely. Suspicion replacing the defensive anger. Did something happen at that conference?
No.
Mom, we just talked. You're lying. You told him in those texts that you think about that weekend constantly. That he makes you feel alive. That wasn't just dinner and conversation. The tears started flowing again. We kissed. That's it. Once. One kiss. It didn't mean anything. Her mom looked like someone had punched her in the stomach. Finally, some truth. You physically cheated on your fiancé 2 months before your wedding? It was just a kiss, Mom. You're still lying. But honestly, I don't care anymore. I've heard enough. Both of you get out of my friend's house now before I call the cops. They left. But Diane turned back at the door. You're making a huge mistake, walking away from her. She's a catch. If your husband was texting another woman the way your daughter texted her ex, would you call it nothing? Would you tell him to just get over it? She didn't answer. Just turned and walked away. That night, Bryce found me on social media. Purple Heart Guy himself. Sent me a direct message like we were supposed to have some kind of man-to-man talk. Hey man, this is awkward, but I wanted to reach out. What happened with Jenna and me wasn't planned. We have real history together. Sometimes feelings don't just go away because time passes. She's torn up about hurting you, but she's confused about what she wants, about what she really needs. Maybe it's better this happened now before the wedding. Sorry you got caught up in this. I stared at that message for a long time. Then I replied, You're not sorry I got hurt. You're sorry you got caught. You were actively planning a future with an engaged woman, counting down the days until things settled down so you could have her. Don't pretend you're some innocent bystander who accidentally fell into this situation. You knew exactly what you were doing. Lose my number. Blocked him immediately. A couple of days later, I got a long email from Jenna. Pages and pages of apologies, explanations, justifications. Most of it was the same stuff she'd already said, but buried in there was this gem. I've been doing a lot of reflecting and realized I have deep commitment issues that probably come from watching my parents' marriage struggle when I was younger. I self-sabotage good things when I get scared of losing them. This wasn't about you not being enough. You were always enough. I was the broken one. But I'm working on myself now. Reading books, journaling, really examining my patterns. If you could give me time to work through this and become a better person, maybe we could try again someday. I deleted it without responding. A few weeks passed. She tried another approach, started sending mutual friends to talk to me. Hey man, I know things are rough, but Jenna's really struggling. She's changed. She's learned her lesson. Maybe you guys could just talk. Every one of them got the same response. I appreciate you caring enough to reach out, but there's nothing to discuss. She made her choice. I made mine. She started showing up at places she knew I'd be. My gym, the grocery store, or a restaurant I liked. Each time, I'd just see her, turn around without a word and leave. Not dramatic. Not confrontational. Just gone. Her final attempt came about a month ago. A handwritten letter delivered to my house. 10 pages, front and back. Long, emotional, clearly took her hours to write. Basic message. She'd ended things completely with Bryce, had done serious self-reflection, understood why she'd done what she did. Wanted another chance to prove she could be the partner I deserved. I read it once, then tossed it. Her sister Megan called a few days later. Did you get her letter?
Yeah.
And not interested.
She's really changed.
This whole thing broke her in a way I've never seen. She's done real work on herself. I've watched it happen. Good for her. She should keep working on herself with someone else. You won't even consider giving her another chance? Never? Never. I'll never trust her again. That door is closed permanently. So, 3 years together mean nothing? 3 years mean nothing compared to a lifetime of paranoia. It wasn't one mistake, Megan. It was months of texting behind my back. An emotional affair that she hid and lied about. A physical affair at that conference. Because I guarantee it was way more than just a kiss. It was lying to my face repeatedly while wearing my ring and planning a wedding with me. That's not one mistake. That's a pattern of choices she made every single day. She's paying for what she did.
Trust me.
Lost most of her friends. Her reputation in the industry is basically destroyed. She can't even mention the engagement without people judging her. Natural consequences of natural actions. You sound cold. I'm not cold. I'm just done being manipulated. Done being the understanding guy who gives second chances and gets burned. Done being anyone's backup plan. Fair enough. Last I heard, she moved out of state about 3 weeks ago. Fresh, start somewhere nobody knows her history. Bryce apparently ghosted her completely once things got complicated. Shocker. Guys who chase engaged women aren't exactly known for their follow-through.
Here's the karma, though.
About 2 weeks after she moved, Megan texted me out of the blue. Thought you'd want to know. Bryce got engaged to someone else. Posted it on Instagram. Jenna saw it and completely lost it. Called him. He blocked her. Called from her mom's phone. His fiancée answered. Whole thing blew up. So let me get this straight. Jenna threw away our 3-year relationship, our wedding, her reputation, her career connections, all for a guy who was apparently juggling multiple women the entire time. The same guy who told her to be patient while things settled down was settling down with someone else entirely. You can't make this stuff up. Megan sent me the screenshot of his engagement announcement. The caption said something about finding his soulmate, posted 3 weeks after Jenna moved across the country hoping to be with him. I actually laughed out loud when I saw it. Not because I'm petty, but because the irony was just too perfect. I sold the engagement ring last month. The jeweler gave me 40% of what I paid. Walked out with a check for about $3,000. Used that money for a solo trip out west. Drove through 4 national parks. Camped under the stars. Didn't look at my phone for days at a time. First real peace I'd felt in months. I canceled the apartment lease we'd signed for after the wedding, ate the deposit. Didn't care. Stayed in my house. My mortgage, my space, my rules. Ran into Diane at the grocery store a couple weeks back. She was in the produce section. I was grabbing stuff for dinner. We made eye contact. She looked older than I remembered, tired. She opened her mouth like she wanted to say something, then just gave me this sad little nod and walked away. I finished my shopping and left through a different exit. Have you ever faced a betrayal that forced you to make a decision that felt both impossibly hard and incredibly clear all at once? What would you have done in my shoes when your whole world crumbled at 2 a.m.? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to hear what you think.